Well, how's it going, everyone? And welcome to another F1 opinion video. And, well, this is a bit of a scary one because your boy, the neurodivergent ninja, a lifelong Lewis Hamilton fan, ended up going down some reasoning which has made me respect, like, and admire Max Verstappen. 3 years ago, if you'd have said that to me, I would have gone, no, that's crazy. But honestly, genuinely, sitting here, that is exactly what happened. Let me explain to you because, like, this season has been absolutely wild, absolutely crazy. And, Monaco has pretty much shown it. There's going to be a video about Monaco itself, so I'm not going to go too much into it. But we've had. Um, 4 winners in 8 races. This is actually potentially going to be an exciting season. And a lot of people are looking at Perez right now and seeing him as, oh, he's massively underperforming. He's not doing well enough. He's, you know, based on the things that we know about Red Bull, you could be agreed with. At the end of the day, he started 16th, and whereas he was not at fault for the crash that happened over the weekend, um, he has been qualifying poorly and putting himself in difficult positions. Same thing happened at Imola. He put himself in a difficult position where he had to push forward and be overtaking a lot of people because he qualified poorly. But I'm wondering if it's a little bit different than that. Because here's the thing. Perez is the type of driver. He is a quality driver. He's not a top driver. He's not an amazing driver. He won't ever be considered in the discussions for the greatest of all time. You won't ever hear him be in conversations with Schumacher or Hamilton or Verstappen or Vettel or Senna, although I've literally just done that now. But he is a decent Formula One driver on the same sort of levels as your Valtteri Bottas Alex Albon, where he is right now, Hulkenberg to a certain extent. Good quality drivers that can get you consistent results without wowing you, right? And that is the type of driver that you would expect as your typical number 2 driver. And normally it'd be a case of that they would be a little bit slower than their teammate, but not crazy slower. Bottas still could compete with Hamilton. It's that side of things. But like I say, flipping it on its head, are we starting to go down the route that Red Bull might be the 3rd fastest car on the grid? Could we even be pushing it and saying that they're the 4th fastest car on the grid? Think about it. Verstappen in Imola did brilliantly, but McLaren was a better car for the end of it. You look at Monaco, Verstappen is a demon behind the wheel, but that was no match for the McLarens, no match for the Ferraris, and despite the fact that he was behind a Mercedes that clearly was driving very, very slowly, couldn't do anything about it. And I am wondering whether actually it's only due to Verstappen that Red Bull is even in a title race for the constructors in the first place. It's only down to Verstappen that they're in competition for the Drivers' Championship. I mean, right now we're looking at it where Verstappen has got a 31-point lead over the next place driver, and that Red Bull has got a 4-point lead over the next place constructor. Is that more that because of Verstappen than the car? And I would be very tempted to say yes. And that's why I'm wondering whether we're almost going to see a repeat of 2009. Do you remember the 2009 season, the Brawn season? Now, yes, there's no team that has risen from the ashes or anything like that. We're not going to get a Sauber winning the World Championship. But we do have a team that started off as the best and are at risk of falling back and only being in contention due to good performances from drivers. Could that be the case here? Could it be that Verstappen is going to be the only thing that means that Red Bull are even in a title race? It'll be interesting to hear your thoughts on this. Because if that is the case, that's actually going to be a really exciting season. I reckon for the next 2 or 3 or 4 races, Verstappen is going to dominate. But I think that domination is going to get less and less and less, to the point where he is eventually struggling to even get wins. Could even be struggling to get podiums. I mean that. And whilst I could be gloating over, oh yes, this is it. This is the end of Verstappen's dominance. The end of Verstappen's tyrannical rule over Formula One. I've got to take my hats off to the guy here. Because, like I say, he is the one thing keeping him going. I don't think we're seeing the thing where he would do the similar sort of thing to Hamilton, where he would sort of cry wolf about issues and then, would drive fastly. I don't genuinely think he is having difficulties with the car. And here's the thing. Brawn were falling behind because they couldn't spend the money. They were on a shoestring budget. I think Red Bull are struggling to upgrade because of a lack of a certain individual who is now technically on gardening leave. Adrian Newey. Adrian Newey has single-handedly made this a very exciting season because McLaren with their updates have now pretty much caught to Red Bull, perhaps even overtaken them. Ferrari with their updates are catching Red Bull. Mercedes have got some updates coming in the next race. They normally have a less of a success rate with their updates, but who knows? They could even start competing. And we could see Red Bull falling further and further and further back. And Perez could be the one that is actually driving the Red Bull to what is the expected limit. And Verstappen, yes, falling back a little bit, but still in the top 3, let's say. It's really intriguing to see if this is going to be the case. Of course, everything I say right now could be absolute garbage in about 5 months' time. Verstappen could absolutely walk it. Red Bull could absolutely walk it. But there is a chance that this could be a more exciting season than we geared up for at the start of it. And now, again, would love to know your thoughts, but that is the reason why I'm starting to respect Verstappen, why I'm starting to actually think, do you know what? He's got something about that I like. Because he actually is the reason why this title race could still be exciting. I mean, it was going to be anyway. We had Ferrari and McLaren. It was like the old days. It's almost like Senna had come back. But we got potentially a 5-driver shootout for the title. Stay tuned, guys, because this could be quite something. Please continue to like and subscribe the YouTube, the Twitch channels, any channels that you see my face. Take care.